From Lee Jordan Field in beautiful downtown Chugiak, Alaska, it is game number 39 and game 2 of the doubleheader between the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks and the Anchorage Bucs. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Garrett Mansfield, Andrew Alex along with you tonight for this ride of more Chinooks baseball. Fish falling 1-0, and probably the quickest baseball game I have ever witnessed. An hour and 15 minutes it took. 1-0. The Bucs winning over the Fish in that one. Tonight, in game 2, after both starting pitchers last game throw complete games, Connor Menez will take them out for the hometown Chinooks, and then Eric Dunbar will square off against him in the home half of this inning. But first, let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Anchorage Bucs. Leading things off in center field is Tennessee's Brody Lethbridge. And Grant Palmer will hit second, playing left field from UC Irvine. Then Louisiana Lafayette phenom, designated hitter Stephen Trosclair. Batting cleanup, the first baseman from from Gonzaga University, Tate Jones. From Louisiana Lafayette, he hitting sixth, the Texas Longhorn. Base. Behind the plate for the Bucs from Fresno State is going to be Nick Warren, hitting eighth from Westmont College, the second baseman Michael Stefanik, and then playing shortstop, hitting ninth, Jake Plosik from Nebraska. Behind Connor Menez defensively, Andrew Long. He'll catch him. And then Holt Davis at first base, Will Bass at second, Hunter Hanks at shortstop, Patrick Cromwell at third base. And in the outfield, Caleb Potter in left, David Morton will man center field, and Cameron Baranek will start in right field for the first time this season. Plenty of action around the Alaska Baseball League. The Chinooks now playing their second game tonight, part of 5 games around Alaska today. The Oilers and the Gold Panthers, the other two teams, will play a doubleheader as well. And Glacier Pilots, the lucky pair of teams in this league, they have an easy night, just one game. And Andrew, as Menez winds up his warm-up pitches, he comes in 3-2, a 2.08 ERA, had a complete game loss, the same as Ted Christie just a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, Garrett, and Connor Menez has been such a stellar guy for the Chinooks from the left side on the mound so far this year. And, it seems that this is going to be his last start. Let's see if he can finish off his Alaska Baseball League campaign in style. We've seen him pitch so well this season, getting a lot of attention from the Major League Scouts. And let's see if he can do it one more time for the Fish this year.
Well, he'll certainly deserving of an all-league nod. Here's his windup, the first pitch of the nightcap of this twin bill, and that's going to be low. Ball 1 to Brody Lethbridge. He's hitting 197. Hitless in the first game between these two teams. 5 RBIs for him. Here's the 1-0 from Menez, a swing and a miss. Connor pumps it by him. Not the most impressive thing for Connor Menez. 47 innings pitched, 40 strikeouts, so he's up there in the league lead in that category. Here's the 1-1 offering to Lethbridge. Breaking ball coming back, and he fouls it off over the first base dugout. We'll go to 1-2. And Connor currently 4th place in the league in strikeouts. Zach Warren of the Matsu Miners, the teammate at Tennessee of the hitter here, Brody Lethbridge, leading the league. Comes inside, ties him up, strike 3 called. Lethbridge started to offer at it, but didn't matter. Connor nails the corner. And that'll bring up Grant Palmer, hitting 232. Scored the only run in the first game we played here today. Couple of doubles, 8 RBIs this season. Here's the first pitch from Menez. Fires it high, ball 1. Hunter from the Masters College. He'll be a junior there next season. 194 earned run average with the Mustangs this year. 1-1, and Palmer well behind that one. Got a piece of it. Sends it down the right side and close to the Bucs dugout. So we'll move to 1-1, just underway. Game number 2 of a doubleheader here tonight between the Bucs and the Chinooks. The boys from Anchorage took the first game 1-0 outside from Menez, 2-1. Chinooks as a team pitching 3 is the team. Connor Menez below that at 208. Paul off another pitch, goes to count 2-2. The Bucs, the number 3 hitting team in the league at 236. The Matsu Miners lead the league in hitting at 276 coming into play today. The Bucs actually entered this doubleheader at number 2 in the league, hitting 238, and a 3-hit performance over 7 innings were enough to drop him up spot. Slow roller to third base. Patrick Cromwell just walks on by, bare hand pickup, but he'll have no play. An infield single for Grant Palmer with 1 out against Connor Menez.
So it looks like there will be no no-hitter thrown by Connor Menez this season, although he's gotten so close so many times.
Brings up Stefan Trosclair, a quasi-day off. Sat out the first game of this doubleheader. Now he's DHing in the second game just to keep him in the lineup. And probably one of the most complete hitters we have seen in this league. He's hitting .301 with 11 extra base hits, 2 runs, tied for second, and then leads the league with 19 RBIs. He'll face Menez for the first time. First offering, breaking ball outside part of the plate for a strike. Connor has not faced the Anchorage Bucs this season. So seeing all these hitters really for the first time, and with most D1 talent in this lineup, 8 of the 9 go to Division I schools for the Bucs. One offering, another breaking ball away. Ball 1 evens the count. Michael Stefanik, the number 8 hitter for the Bucs tonight, the only player in their lineup that does not attend a Division I school. He goes to Westmont College. More on him later. So 1-1 the count against Trosclair. Menez, the left-hander, stares at the runner. Throw over. He's got him picked off. Holt Davis has it between first and second. Throw off to Hunter Hanks, and he applied the tag, and Grant Palmer caught stealing. 3-6 for the second out.
And that is something that the lefty Connor Menez is so good at, and he's shown it multiple times throughout this season. A dangerous pickoff move for Connor Menez, and just like that, he gets another out here. 2 down in the top of the first inning.
So nobody on, 2 down. Menez can now work out of the windup. He starts his motion and delivers the 1-1. Trosclair fouls it off behind the plate. Came inside, jammed him up. Menez, fastball, changeup, curveball, slider. And he will use them all. Here's the 1-0, or the 1-2 offering to Trosclair. Swing and a miss. Trosclair down on strikes. And that's it for the Bucs in the top of the first inning. They go down scoreless. They do have a hit. Don't leave anybody aboard. And now the bottom half of inning number 1, the Chinooks offense will try to get started a little sooner than they did than the last ball game. They were held to just 3 hits, 2 of them coming off the bat of Patrick Cromwell. And we'll give the lineup right now, hitting 230 as a team. That's 4th in the Alaska Baseball League, averaging 3.5 runs per game. And he'll lead things off and play center field. Patrick Cromwell is down to the 2-hole and will play third base. Matt Ferruto, the designated hitter, hitting third, hitting fourth. The right fielder, Cameron Barani from Santa Ana College. Virginia Tech's Andrew Mogg will do the catching and hit fifth. Hitting sixth is Caleb Potter from West Virginia. Then Hunter Hanks, the shortstop, will hit seventh. Hitting eighth, first baseman Holt Davis. And Will Bass, the second baseman, will hit ninth for the Chinooks. They will be faced with the task of Eric Dunbar. In his last outing, he just went 1 inning, and that was a relief effort. Again, and that was a scoreless frame. The one time he saw the Chinooks was back on June 19th. He took the loss. He went 7 full innings, giving up 5 runs, 6 runs total. And 5 of them were earned on 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. Chinooks ended up winning that game 7-3. And he has lost every decision outside of his first start of the year against the Glacier Pilots, where he went 8 innings, giving up 5 hits. But ever since then, he has been rocked until he was moved to the bullpen. And he will be back in the starting role against the Chinooks tonight as the Anchorage Bucs will begin the top of the World Series with the Matsu Miners on Monday. That'll be at Herman Brothers Field. So now David Morton will lead things off, takes first pitch downstairs, ball one from Eric Dunbar. Dunbar out of the University of Texas. 11-170. Here's the 1-0. Morton takes that one all the way for a strike. Here's the 1-1 offering. And Morton watches that outside corner for strike two. Morton led the team in hitting now at 301. Double a home run, 6 RBIs. Here's the 1-2. Down in the dirt, blocked by Nick Warren doing the catching for the Bucs here in the second game. Eric actually played this last season at Louisiana Tech. He'll head to Texas in the fall. Fouls that pitch up and over, does David Morton. There's been a lot of guys that go through that program that have ended up in the big leagues. Here's the 2-2 offering to David Morton. He swings, hits this one in the air to center field. Not very deep. Plenty of room for Brody Lethbridge, and he's underneath of it for out number one. So he flies out the counterpart out in center field for the first down at the bottom of the first. Now here's Patrick Cromwell. Had a 2-hit performance in the first game of this doubleheader, and he got moved down the order. How about that? His batting average is now up to .216. He leads the team in walks. The number 31 this afternoon. Here's the first offering from Dunbar. That's outside, ball one. Righty-lefty matchup. As we were talking about Texas, and here's the 1-0. Upstairs and away. It's like Brandon Belt, two-time World Series champion with the San Francisco Giants. Went through the University of Texas baseball program. 2-0. Cromwell hits this one high in the air, deep right center. Racing back is the right fielder, Butler, but he won't get to it. That's going to plug the alley, and will be a one-out stand-up double for Patrick Cromwell.
Cromwell continues to stay hot. Collecting 2 hits back in the first game of this doubleheader, and he starts this one off with a bang with a stand-up double to deep center field. And the Chinooks threatening yet again in the bottom of the first inning. Let's see if they can bring this guy home, or if the offensive struggles of the first game will continue.
Chinooks leader in hits now to the plate in Matt Ferrudo. One of 2 Chinooks with 29 hits. First offering high and outside, ball one. Ferrudo and Baranek have 29 in the hit column. And they both had singles last night to get to 30, but then everything was washed away by the rain. Here's the 1-0. Ferrudo takes it up and outside, ball two. And they were both hitless in game one. Holt Davis had the other hit. 3, scoreless game in the bottom of the first. Alaska Baseball League action, season winding down. Ferrudo bangs that ball foul to the right side and out of play. Ferrudo now hitting .248. He was among the league leaders in batting average at the end of June, hitting .354 through the first month, but has simmered down significantly here down the stretch. That pitch fouled up and over the first base side again. We'll be even up at 2-2, but still one of the most reliable and patient bats at the plate in the entire league.
He is truly a model of plate discipline.
So Ferrudo will stand back in there from the right side. Here's the 2-2 downstairs, full count. Eric Dunbar trying to work off of a little bit of success against the Gold Panthers his last time out. That's fouled back. Staying at a full count. in his other starts for the Bucs, he is outside of the 2 7 innings and the 8 inning appearance for the first 3 starts of the year. He hasn't lasted more than 5 innings yet. In the month of July, here's the payoff pitch to Ferruto again, hits it high in the air, pretty deep to left center, but playable for Lethbridge as he ranges over there, makes the grab in the alley for out number 2. Holding put at second base is Cromwell. So 2 down, still a runner at second for Cameron Boronik.
And Lethbridge showing off his arm there. Cromwell slowly goes back to second, almost got gunned down there by Lethbridge from center field. The Tennessee Volunteer has a heck of an arm out there in center field.
So Boronik hitting from the left side, hitting 259, a home run, 15 RBIs with the team lead. Number 16 would put the Fish up 1-0 early in this one. And he hits that one over the head of the third baseman, Gerwitz. At third, Cromwell being waved around third. He's going to try to score. The throw to the plate is not in time, and the Chinooks have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of inning number 1.
And if you're Teddy Christie, you got to just smile at that, right? The Chinooks can't come up with a run in 7 innings, but Teddy Christie throwing a 1-run gem, and here they are in just the first inning of this game, and they're on the board 1-0.
Cameron Boronik, RBI number 16.
Number 10, Andrew Ball.
Here's Andrew Mogg leading the team in home runs. First offering hits the inside part of the plate for strike 1 from Eric Dunbar. Mogg hitting 250. Swing and a miss at that one. He goes down 0-2. Mogg with 13 RBIs, 4 doubles. Doing a balk of the catching, splitting it with Tyler Boxwell. That pitch is away, ball 1. 1-2, a 1-0 ball game. 1 run was all it took in the first game of this doubleheader for the Anchorage Bucs to come out on top. And right now, the Fish have the same advantage in game 2. Mogg fouls it off at the plate. We'll stay at 1-2. Dunbar coming set. Here's his 1-2. Boronik off on the pitch. It is low. And into second base with a stolen base is Boronik.
Cam showing off his speed there, grabbing a base, and now Andrew Mogg, an extra base hit, would score Cam Boronik here. Yep. You would assume, given Boronik's speed.
Maybe even a straight single. So here's the 2-2 from Dunbar. Mogg, a swing and a miss. And he'll go down swinging, and that'll end inning number 1. So after a full inning of play, the Chinooks have a 1-0 lead in game 2. And we'll be back here with the second inning. More Alaska Baseball League action coming your way on the home of the Chinooks. Taylor Jones will lead off the second inning for the Anchorage Bucs. 1-0 Chinooks. After a full inning of play, Connor Menez delivers the first pitch downstairs for ball one. So Taylor Jones got the lone RBI in game one of this doubleheader between the Chinooks and the Anchorage Bucs. 1-0, Jones fouls that one right back to the screen. I've had that one off the thumbs. Ball and a strike against Jones, who's hitting now .295. 8 RBIs now after the one in the last ball game. Comes inside with a breaking ball, grounded to third base. Cromwell with a diving effort goes off his mitt, and safe at first base single is Taylor Jones. So that'll bring up Dylan Butler, hitting .246, a home run, 6 runs batted in. Hitting from the right side of the plate from the University of Louisiana Lafayette, the Ragin' Cajuns. So Butler will stand in there. Fires home, and that's signed from Menez for ball one. Connor's last start, he got 4 double play balls in 8 innings against the Matsu Miners. Helped keep that game close throughout the entire thing. Here's the offering. Butler takes outside and high. Ball 2. And Butler was actually a later addition to the roster for the Anchorage Bucs. Playing here a year ago. Now is in a 2-0 count against Connor Menez. Swings and fouls that one off at the plate. We'll move to 1-2. Been the story of really 2 different seasons between the Chinooks and the Anchorage Bucs. The last time these 2 teams faced each other was way, way back in the month of June. That's outside corner from Menez. Evens the count up at 2-2. The last matchup was on June 22nd, well over a month ago. The Chinooks left that game at a record of 7-2. The Bucs were 3-7 after that contest in favor of the Chinooks. Breaking ball high and outside from Menez. We'll go to a full count. Nobody out. Top of inning number 2. As away from first base, Taylor Jones got aboard on an infield single to lead off the inning. Here's the payoff pitch from Menez, and another pickoff play to first, and they got Jones caught in a rundown. Davis runs towards second, flips to Hunter Hanks for the out, and almost the exact same caught stealing play as they got Grant Palmer.
So, a pair of hits, just infield hits to third base, and both the base runners get taken out on a pickoff move from Connor Menez with 2 strikes in the next batter. And, it really changes the complexion of these innings when Connor Menez can get these guys with the pickoff move.
Yep, that's the advantage of being a left-hander. Here's the payoff pitch to Palmer. Swinging fat ground ball. 1 hop to Patrick Cromwell. He puts leather on it. Throws across the diamond for out number 2. And just like that, the Anchorage Bucs had first base with nobody out, and then a pickoff and a ground out, and there's 2 outs in the top of the second inning. 1-0 Chinooks. Zane Gerwitz, the 2018 Baseball League All-Star Game MVP. Here's the first offering from Menez. That's on the outside part of the plate for strike. Here's the 0-1. Menez into the motion, and Gerwitz fouls that one off. Gerwitz attends the Texas. He's San Antonio. Member of the 2014 all-freshman team. And then the Big 12 tournament most outstanding player of the year. There's a ground ball towards second base. Wobass fields it cleanly and throws him out. So Zane Gerwitz, who won the award in that tournament before Connor Lanhanen did. And he grounds out to the second baseman, Will Bass, to retire the side. So Connor Menez has given up 2 base hits through 2 innings, but he has still faced the minimum. 6 up and 6 down for the Bucs. A hit from Grant Palmer. He was picked off. And then Taylor Jones did the same and was out in the exact same fashion. 1-0 after an inning and a half. Let's take a look at the Alaska Baseball League scoreboard. Brought to you tonight by the Alaska Club. That's where the Chinooks work out. You should too. Anchorage Bucs took a 1-0 ball game here at Loretta French Park. The first half of a doubleheader between these two squads. As Quinn Grogan, a complete game victory over 7 innings, just 3 hits. Ted Christie got the tough luck loss, gave up 1 run over 7 innings and 3 hits as well. And then the interesting fact about Quinn Grogan, his uncle is former Boise State quarterback Jared Zambransky, who helped lead the Broncos to that 2007 Fiesta Bowl victory. And also, the guy on the other half of that play, Ian Johnson, who ran that in, that's the brother-in-law of Jonathan Papadix, who played here last year with the Chinooks and now with the Princeton Rays.
So it was his, Jonathan Papadix's sister was the cheerleader
that's
that got proposed to. Wow. Now, I remember way back there was a Sports Illustrated article about them about a year later when Ian Johnson was, on the scout team for the Minnesota Vikings and just talking about, they're still happy despite it not really being the fairy tale ending in terms of Johnson's NFL career.
Caleb Potter fouls off the first pitch he sees over the Bucs dugout along the right side of play. Chinooks with a double from Patrick Cromwell. He scored on a single from Cameron Baranek to put the Fish up 1-0. And Potter down, evens the count 1-1. Games also in action. Oilers leading 2-1 over the Gold Painters in Kenai. Potter takes strike 2. And the Glacier Pilots and the Matsu Miners are scoreless in the third over at Herman Brothers Field. Here's the 1-2 to Potter. He swings, hits this ball in the air, right field. Right there is Dylan Butler. He moves back a half a step, reaches up, and makes the grab for out number 1. That'll bring up Hunter Hanks, 174. A trio of doubles and 8 RBIs. So come to the plate for the first time in this ball game. Went 0 for 3 in the first game of this doubleheader. First offering to him, and has to bend out of the way of that one as Dunbar came up and in. 2 hits apiece for both sides, just 1 run for the Chinooks. That's the only one of the game. Here's the 1-0. Hanks rips that one to the third base side, and out go foul.
Hunter Hanks doing something that baseball players rarely get the opportunity to do, and that's sport the number 42 on a baseball field.
Doesn't happen often. Normally donned by Chris Beck. But a little bit of a mix-up, and a couple of guys having to go with backup uniforms from other players. Here's the 1-2 for swing and a miss after Hunter Hanks. Dunbar begins his motion. Here's the 1-2, high and outside to Hanks. Count will even back up at 2-2. 1 down, bottom of inning number 2. Here's the 2-2, down and in, full count. 2 games remain on the Chinook schedule after the one we're currently in. Be a 6 o'clock start on Saturday with the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, and then Sunday afternoon will be a 4 p.m. start with the Glacier Pilots as well. And Hanks with a shallow pop-up in the right field behind first base is Jones, but the second baseman, Stefanik, moves over there and makes the grab for out number 2. That's the play definitely for the second baseman, but Jones had a late call-off and kind of relieved his second baseman was right behind him. Holt Davis will hit now with 2 outs. 1 for 2. In game number 1, brought his average back to 200. Takes outside ball 1 from Dunbar. Eric Dunbar, 1-4 on the year. Here's his 1-0 offering to Davis. A little bit low. 2-0 against Holt. And Davis will head back to UAB for a sophomore season with the Blazers. Here's the 2-0. And he swings and misses at that one. First strike of the at-bat. Holt was a redshirt in 2014 and then played in 3 games with the Blazers in 2015. Swings and misses at another one. So the count goes from 2-0, now quickly 0-2 to even it back up. Eric Dunbar delivers, and Davis pokes one towards the shortstop, Platzek, and he muffs it over, and that'll be an error on the shortstop, Platzek, and that just wasn't hit very hard. And right off the heel of the glove, and Davis aboard with a 2-out error. First error we've seen tonight. And a game that blazed through an hour and 15 minutes in game 1 and errorless and 6 hits combined. And first pitch is downstairs for ball 1. 2 outs for Will Bass, number 9 hitter for Cody Crutcher tonight. Hitting a .154. Does have 4 doubles. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and he hits this one through the hole on the right side. The second baseman there puts some leather on it, has it, and cannot get the throw there in time. That'll be an infield single for Will Bass.
Yeah,
So first and second with 2 outs for the Chinooks.
Speaks to Will Bass's effort there, running that play out completely. And Bass doing a very good job of getting up the line quickly. And now the Chinooks with runners at first and second. And their batting average leader, David Morton, at the plate. See if they can tack on a couple more runs, give Connor Menez a little bit more leeway when he's pitching from the mound.
First offering, David Morton fouls it up and over.
And that ball sponsored by Captain Reed of Edward Jones Financial Investments.
And Holt Davis, as we go back, going to get credit with the single. Oh, 1 Morton hits this one the other way to shallow left center. Coming on is the left fielder, Grant Palmer. He reaches out, makes the grab, and that retires the side in the second inning. So after 2, it's still 1-0 Chinooks. We'll be right back with more Chinooks baseball.
And we head into the top of the 3rd inning. The Chinooks with a 1-0 lead over the Anchorage Bucs. Andrew Alex, Garrett Mansfield here from Lee Jordan Field on a beautiful blue sky sunny day. The first pitch from Connor Menez, and that fastball finds the zone, a called strike 1. The batter is Nick Warren. His first at-bat of the day. And that one's in there for a called strike 2. And Connor Menez has seen the minimum, though he's allowed a pair of infield hits to the third base side. The Chinooks with 1 run on 4 hits. The Bucs with no runs on 2 hits. Menez sets, delivers, and that one's on the outside, ball 1. Moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Connor Menez, of course, from the Masters College, having a very successful year with the Mustangs out there in California. 1-2. And that one's low and inside. Moves the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Menez was the team leader in strikeouts, and he was tied with another Masters College Mustang in the Chinooks, Jason Carkenny. Here's the 2-2. And that one's drilled foul down the first base line out of play.
That foul ball sponsored by the Chinooks Jack and Bill Waddell.
Of course, the foul balls here brought to you by Gavin Reeve of Edward Jones Financial Investments. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Menez sets, delivers, and that one's popped into foul ground first base side, chasing his Holt Davis. Will he have room? He will not as he runs into the fence. And we're going to do it over again, 2-2. Nick Warren on the year batting .081. 081. Yes, 2 RBIs. And he takes low there. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 the count. Menez sets, delivers the pitch. And that one's drilled foul. So Nick Warren, if nothing else, working the count here against Connor Menez. And Connor Menez, the All-Star game, scouts clocked his fastball at 91-92 from the left side, which is a very impressive mark from a scout's perspective. And that pitch is popped up into right field. Cam Baronic comes under it, makes the grab, and that is out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down, and Michael Stefanik up to the plate. Stefanik, like Garrett said, the only player in the Bucs starting lineup today that's not a D1 guy. But he has pretty decent statistics through not that much action here. Through 24 at-bats, he has 7 hits. That puts him at a .292 mark on the season. First pitch from Connor Menez, breaking ball, finds the zone, called strike 1. Stefanik from Westmont College. Here comes the 0-1 from Menez. And that one's taken on the outside, even as the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike. But Stefanik having to step in for Taylor Walls, the shortstop out of Florida State, who did most of the work for the Anchorage Bucs early in this season, especially when the Chinooks saw them back at Mulcahy Field and 1 game here at Lee Jordan Field. The Chinooks took a 3-game sweep. That was during the heat of the 8-game win streak. But they count 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out here. Menez sets, delivers the pitch, and that one finds the strike zone. A fastball that had a little bit of zip on it. Looks like it could have been 90-91. Evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The big lefty Menez sits, delivers the pitch, and that one's grounded hard to the first baseman, Holt Davis. He's going to take it himself. Step on the bag, and that is out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. Menez still having seen the minimum through 2 2/3 innings pitched. And that's going to bring the number 9 hitter, Jake Plazik. Plazik from the University of Nebraska, a native of La Vista, Nebraska. And he's hitting .071 on the year. 6 hits through 28 at-bats. And he takes the first pitch on the inside, ball 1. 1-0 Chinooks is your score here at Lee Jordan Field. 2 down, a 1-0 pitch. And breaking ball missing on the inside yet again. Connor Menez still hasn't walked a guy throughout this ball game. The 2-0. He delivers. And that one's popped up, but foul. It's going to hook out a play. Holt Davis not even making an attempt there, as it was pretty obvious that that ball was not going to be playable. So the count goes 2-1. Menez, the pitch. And that one's a fly ball, fouled ground, first base side. coming under it, the second baseman, Will Bass, and he's going to grab it for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for the Anchorage Bucs in the top of the third. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard. And Connor Menez has still seen the minimum through 3 innings pitched. So the bottom of the third inning, 1-0. Still your Chinooks over the Anchorage Bucs so far this game, and like we said, the season really coming to a close. The Chinooks have an off day tomorrow, and they're going to go out and have some fun playing some paintball against each other in over a 4-hour span, which should look to be a good time for the boys. But then Saturday at 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. Alaska Daylight Time, the Fish take on the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. And then on Sunday, the Chinooks can conclude their season at 4 o'clock Alaska Daylight Time versus the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, and we will call it a season then. And there's the boys hang up the old cleats and head back to their respective schools. So Connor Menez, 3 scoreless frames pitched, and now it's going to be back to Eric Dunbar as he's going to face off against Patrick Cromwell, a guy who doubled his first time up. Cromwell, like we said, a double so far this game, and then last game, he went 2 for 3. So Patrick Cromwell staying hot in this ball game, and he's going to wait the first pitch from Dunbar, and that one's just missing on the outside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Cromwell takes upstairs. Moves the count to 2-0. 2-0 pitch. That one finds the zone. Moves the count to 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 pitch, and that one's taken on the outside. Now, a little bit of a side story. Since the move to Chugiak, the Chinooks team record for strikeouts, 49, I should say. As Cromwell grounds that one weakly to the second baseman, Stefanik, who turns and throws to first base for out number 1. Yeah, 49 is the record for strikeouts, and Connor Menez currently sits at 41 on the season. So if he can miraculously strike out 8 batters this game, he will hold the Chinooks team record, but he currently sits in second place. As well as Menez currently is tied for the team single season record since the move to Chugiak for wins with 3. And if he can pick up a win today, he will take sole possession of that category. Of course, any guy like Travis Stone, Shane Armstrong, Braxton Wilkes all could tie that 3 mark with a couple of games left this season. 2-0 pitch to Matt Ferrudo. Finds the zone, moves the count to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Chinooks over the Anchorage Bucs. In the bottom of the third inning here, the Chinooks with 1 run on 4 hits. The Bucs with no runs on 2 hits as Ferrudo takes on the inside, moves the count to 3-1. Ferrudo on the day, he's 0 for 1. 3-1 pitch. That one finds the zone, and the count goes full. Cam Baronic in the on-deck circle. He has the first RBI of the day. But Ferrudo awaits the 3-2 pitch from Eric Dunbar. And that one's taken on the outside, ball 4. So Ferrudo's going to trot on over to first base, and now it's Cam Baronic with a man on and 1 out. Baronic .259 batting average on the year. He has 16 RBIs. I believe just recorded his 30th hit, which puts him in sole possession of the team lead in hits, and he takes that on the inside, ball one. Matt Ferrudo over at first base, and the Chinooks trying to find some way, any way to extend this lead. And, with a guy like Kyle, you don't need to score too many on a regular day, but what's a regular day in the game of baseball? Got to give your guy as much insurance as you can. Because when we talked to Connor a couple of weeks ago or days ago or however long it's been, it gets jumbled together in this long season. He said so much easier for him to pitch when he has a little bit of a leeway given by his defense. And Baronic grounds that one to the second baseman, Stefanik, who throws it over to first for out number two. Ferrudo had a little bit of a jump there on the hit and run play. So the double play is off, and now it's Ferrudo at second. And batting for the second time with a runner at second and 2 outs is going to be Andrew Mogg. He struck out his first time up. Mogg, the catcher from Virginia Tech at an ACC school in the great city of Blacksburg, Virginia. Dunbar's first pitch, and Mogg swings and misses at that one. This is going to be Mogg's 86th at-bat of the year. And he has gotten a little more action this season than his counterpart, Tyler Boxwell, but he lines that one hard to the third baseman, Zane Gerwitz, and that's going to be out number 3, so no runs on no hits and one man left aboard for the Chinooks in the bottom of the third, and we have played 3, and your Chinooks lead this game 1-0. Do not go anywhere. You are listening to Chinooks Radio.
Fourth inning of Alaska Baseball League action. Chinooks and the Anchorage Bucs finish on top 1-0. Top of the order for the fourth inning for the Bucs: Brody Lethbridge, Grant Palmer, Stephen Trosclair. One time through the order, 2 hits off of Connor Menez, but he picked them both off. Here's the first offering. Lethbridge drops a bunt foul right behind home plate. Tonight, Connor Menez, through his first 3 innings, 2 strikeouts and those 2 hits, no walks, no runs. He has gotten a little bit of run support he has needed so far today. Here's the 0-1 Lethbridge, way out in front, swinging on a changeup. Goes down 0-2. And Lethbridge, the Tennessee Volunteer, playing center field. Here's the 0 from Menez, breaking ball, swinging a weak grounder up the third base line. They're going to watch it, see if it'll go foul, and it will just curve foul as it got probably 81 feet up the line. And now Leftwich would have to go all the way back to home plate and hit again 0-2. Leftwich is from Baltimore, Maryland, where he now attends the University of Tennessee. Good old Rocky Top. He played 28 games with the Volunteers this last year and hit .219 as a freshman. Here's the 0-2 from Menez again, swinging another foul ball towards the third base side. Speared by Cody Crutcher, just outside the dugout of the Chinooks along the third base side of things. Mostly sunny, a pleasant 67 degrees in Chugiak. Menez winds the 0-2 to Leftwich, and he goes high for ball one. Light breeze blowing from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole. The funny thing about the wind here is, if it wasn't for the mountains, we could probably have a stiff breeze. 1-2 from Menez, a swing and a miss, strikeout number 3. And the victim is Brody Leftwich. That's how the fourth inning gets underway. And now Grant Palmer to the plate. He was one of those singles and pickoffs back in the first.
For the Bucs, number 7, Grant Palmer.
But steady rains last night washed out the first game of this series between the Bucs and the Chinooks. Palmer going to square and bunt, pulls back, takes ball one. But we came back and played a doubleheader here today. Game 1, the Bucs winning 1-0. Chinooks leading 1-0 in the second game. Menez with the 1-0 offering. Palmer swinging a miss. He evens it up at 1-1. But the way this field is situated, it almost plays as an actual stadium would. With the mountains surrounding it, very bowl-like. Winds will swirl around in this little valley we have here. Weak ground ball to second base. Will Bass has it and throws out Grant Palmer for out number 2. Good start with the fourth inning from Connor Menez. And he is now just over 50 pitches on the night. Looking for could potentially go back-to-back complete games. Through 8 innings of 8 hits, 3 earned runs against the Matsu Miners, and took the loss. He is now 3-2 this season. Here's Stephen Trosclair, first offering, and he takes it inside ball one. That hit the corner. Slider from Menez. Now Trosclair, he is from Sulphur, Louisiana. Began his college career at LSU Eunice, where he was a first-team All-American at the JUCO level. And he has a little excuse-me swing and goes down 0-2. Now, he had a pretty good season, couple seasons with you. Then he jumped up hitting .338 with 16 bombs for the Raging Cajuns. That's outside 1 and 2. He had hit 3 collegiate career home runs before he attended Louisiana Lafayette. Also drove in 53 RBIs, 15 doubles. Here's the 1-2 to Trosclair, and he hits this one high over the first base dugout. We'll stay at 1 and 2.
And Gary, you noticed that he had one of the coolest undershirts on as he was hitting the fungo the other day. Ty Beck would be fiending to grab that one.
If it was orange, it would have been even better. Here's the 1-2. Trosclair swinging a miss. 5 strikeouts from Connor Menez through 4 innings. Middle of the third, still a 1-0 lead for the Chinooks. How about Connor Menez tonight, Andrew? He's just continuing to dominate this league, despite a couple of bad breaks going his way for his 2 losses tonight, or 2 losses on the season, but tonight, and well within mid-season form, throwing very well again.
Absolutely, Garrett. And, this is just the kind of X factor that Connor Menez has brought to this Chinook squad all year. And, why not make your last act your best? And, he's going to often, you can't really count on him to get more than 1 run in this ball game, unfortunately, but really and truly. But a 1-0 game is the kind of game that Connor Menez was built to win. And, we just can't let what happened to Teddy Christie happen to Connor Menez. Just taking loss in a really lack of a better word, masterfully pitched game. Masterfully pitched game from the guy from the Masters College.
For Menez, his 8 starts this year. He's he's worked in a lot of close games. 3-1. Took his first loss of the season in the second game of the year against the Miners. A 6-3 game against the Gold Painters where he gave up just 2 runs. Didn't allow a run against the Pilots, then the Miners, where they were 1-0 and 2-0 games respectively. Then a 3-2 game where the Chinooks ended up winning. And then here's a first pitch outside to Caleb Potter, and then a 5-4 loss when he got banged up a little bit against the Pilots 2 starts ago, and then a 3-2 loss his last time out. And that one hits the outside corner, moves the count 1-1 against Caleb Potter. So Menez is used to working in these tight ball games, usually because he's going against the other team's ace of staff, but not necessarily the case here. That's hit high in the air to right, but playable for the right fielder, Dylan Butler. He ranges under it and makes the grab. Caleb Potter out for the second time to right field for out number 1 in the bottom of inning number 4. Chinooks still on top 1-0.
Potter didn't look happy about the way that he hit that ball.
He was behind it, got jammed a little bit, but still hit it probably about 300 feet. First offering to Hunter Hanks, missing inside, ball 1. Flew out to the second baseman. Michael Stefanik his last time up. 0 for 3. Make it 0 for 5 on the day. He lines this one down the left field line. Will it stay fair? No. It hooks foul. So count moves 1-1. Chinooks playing their 39th contest this season. Coming into play 16-22 this season. Here's the 1-1 to Hunter Hanks. He hits his softly in the air. Right field could be trouble, and go rolling over is the second baseman Stefanik and makes the grab in shallow right. 2 down.
And Stefanik covered a ton of ground running over from second base. That ball was hit about midway up the right field line, but Stefanik calling off the right fielder and the first baseman there, taking it himself. And that's not the first time today that we've seen the second baseman Stefanik as a do-it-yourselfer out there in the field, kind of captaining that Bucs defense.
Holt Davis with 2 outs, swings first pitch out. First strike 1. He singled his first time up. So did Will Bass. That was in the second inning. Those were both 2-out singles, holding the Chinooks down to their third and fourth hit of the day. And there's a very similar pop-up, shallow right field. Stefanik again. He's out there, makes the grab, and that retires the side. And the fourth inning is complete. So after 4, Chinooks still 1, and the Bucs nothing. We'll be right back with the 5th. Taylor Jones comes to the plate, hitting for the second time against Connor Menez. He did get a single, moved away from the base pass on pickoff, and he singles again. First pitch through the right side of the infield. First pitch swinging. Breaks up a string of 9 set down in a row for Menez. Third hit of the day for the Anchorage Bucs.
And of the 3 hits, though, that definitely, feels the most real, for lack of a better term. The first 2 hits were just infield hits, that not an error on the third baseman Cromwell, but they weren't hard hit balls. But Taylor Jones finally gets solid contact. Bucs there.
Here's the first offering on the outside part of the plate for strike 1 to Dylan Butler. So between the double play ball, Menez will still have a chance to keep the minimum intact. Can pick Jones off again. Menez with a pretty good move over the first. Here's the 1-0, and that's or the 0-1. He throws over to first. Jones back there safely. A lot of times the left-handers will show a variation of moves over to first base. They'll show an okay move, which is not their best, and then they'll show a bad move to kind of hold them off, and then their best move. Menez comes inside as Butler tried to bunt, but he pulled back, so takes it and evens the count up at 1-1. Butler grounded out to third his last time up in the first game. Grounded into a double play, went 0 for 3. Squaring to bunt again, 1-1, and drops it first base side, but that'll go wide of the chalk, and we'll move to 1-2. Around the league, scores still holding pat. 7th inning in Kenai. Oilers still up 3-1 over the Gold Panthers. That game pretty close to final. Glacier Pilots leading the Matsu Miners 2-0 in Palmer. And Chinooks 1-0 after losing 1-0 in the first game of a doubleheader between the Bucs and the Chinooks. Menez throws over again. The Bucs clinching the American League already. Here's the 1-2, and Butler fouls it back. Stays at 1-2. They'll play the Matsu Miners to the top of the World Series. The Bucs 22-14. Remember, we left them last, and they were 3-7. And since then, 19-7. Quite the turnaround. The Chinooks 9-20. That's high pop-up on the infield. Will Bass signaling, and they're in foul ground. Holt Davis along the first base side takes care of it for out number 1. Now Zane Gerwitz will hit for the Bucs. Connor Menez, 5 strikeouts.
For the Bucs, number 5.
Make it 4 strikeouts through the first 4 innings of play. To face Gerwitz, runner at first, a throw over, not in time. Jones gets back. Taylor Jones actually was supposed to start the game last night. Gave up 3 runs in the first, but then the rain was his friend. Got him off the hook. First offering from Menez to Gerwitz, swinging a line drive into shallow right field. Will get in there for a base hit. Baranek will corral it, so first and second was still 1 out. Pair of hits for the Bucs in this one. Still a 1-0 game. Chinooks on top of this, and we're in the top of the 5th inning. 3rd hit of the day.
Batting for the Bucs, number 35, Nick Warren.
And now the 4th hit by the Bucs. So 4 hits apiece, so a run for the Chinooks. And Connor Menez will face Nick Warren. He flew out to right his first time up. First offering, breaking ball in the zone for strike 1. After today, Chinooks will have a day off and finish up the season with the Glacier Pilots for 2 right here at Loretta French Park. 0-1 from Menez. And Warren takes away. He evens it up at 1-1. And the Bucs, they will play 3 with the Gold Panthers at home in Anchorage the next 3 days. And there's a high pop-up behind home plate. Maug gives it a look, but it's going to get out of play. He runs out of room.
And that foul ball sponsored by the Sunshine Milwaukee.
And we're talking about our records a couple minutes ago, and Now, Connor Menez obviously has a shot at the strikeout record for the Chinooks in a single season, but it appears that, barring no more appearances this season, Teddy Christie set the ERA record, ERA of 1. That shatters the previous record of 2.75.
1-2, down and in. Of course, this year has been a much different year in terms of offense in this league. It just has not been the same. Either the pitching has been very overpowering or the hitting really hasn't been there. I think it's probably a combination of both. So here's the 2-2 to Nick Warren. Breaking ball goes away, 3-2. So a full count for Connor Menez against Nick Warren. 1 out. We're at the top of inning number 5. Chinooks with a 1-0 lead over the Bucs from Anchorage, the American League champs of the ABL. Payoff pitch. Warren hits it in the air. First base side. Holt Davis racing back. He's underneath of it. Coming in. Baronic sliding. Makes the catch. Tagging, heading for third, and holding up is Taylor Jones. Cameron Baronic in foul ground. Comes out of nowhere. Calls off Holt Davis and makes the sliding catch.
Cam Baronic, just an effort guy out there. He'll give you a 110 every single, inning that he's played this year, and that doesn't stop at the end of this grueling season. He's still out there sliding into foul territory for fly balls. A solid job there by Cam.
Now we're going to have a pinch runner at second base and a timely visit to the mound for Chris Beck. Sam Brown coming out to pinch run. And as Chris Beck talks with Connor Menez, he's got 2 outs, 4 hits apiece in this one, a 1-0 score in favor of the Chinooks. And Menez so far tonight pitching another gem. 4 2/3, 4 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts. Representing his team well. The Chinooks got their 1 run in the bottom of the first. Cromwell with a double. With 1 out, Cameron Baronic hit him home with 2 outs. And that was it. It's all the offense anyone's needed today. Of course, the Bucs trying to claw back to tie this game. Michael Stefanik bounces it right back to the mound. Menez has it. Throws over to Holt Davis at first base to retire the side. A quick 1-3 ground out for Stefanik. And that retires the side. So the Bucs will threaten. They'll leave a pair on the bases and fail to score in the 5th. Chinooks 6 outs away from going on and winning their 4th game of 5 against the Anchorage Bucs this season. And been a strange year. The Chinooks sweep the series this season with the Gold Panthers. 3-1 so far against the Bucs, and then should have won the season series against the Oilers, but it's just a different game.
Different animal.
So we're going to have some substitutions for the Anchorage Bucs. We'll step aside here for a minute and sort it all out. We'll be right back on Chinooks Radio. Bottom of inning number 5, Chinooks leading 1-0 over the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. Alaska Baseball League action between the two clubs, separated by little under 20 miles from Mulcahy Field to Loretta French Park. Will Bass, a single back in the 2nd, leads off the inning, takes downstairs for ball 1. New first baseman for the Bucs is Grant Palmer, and then out in left field is Sam Brown, and Will Bass drops one into right field near the line, legging towards second base. The throw, the tag, not in time. Will Bass legs out a double to lead off the fifth inning. His fifth double this season puts Chinooks at second base with nobody out.
And that's the kind of ball game that Will Bass loves to play. He will extend singles into doubles and doubles into triples. And that's just the kind of player he is. And combine that with his defensive prowess that he has over there at second base, and that's how you got him as an everyday guy for the Chinooks this season.
Here's David Morton, squares the bunt, and keeps it in the air, but it gets down for a foul ball along the third base side. 1-0 Chinooks, 5 base hits. 4 hits for the Glacier Pilots, for the Anchorage Bucs, that is. Glacier Pilots in town Saturday and Sunday to close the season. Morton drops a bunt, a beauty. Third base side. Bass will be in the third. Morton to throw, and the throw pulls the second baseman off the bag, and Morton will be aboard with an error. The error will be on the pitcher, Dunbar.
Batting for your Chinooks, number 31, Patrick Cromwell.
Forcing off the bag, so that's the throw did. Yeah. To there. Is it in there? No, it's just they have 4 hits and we have 6.
And then Cromwell.
He's a sack butt.
So Cromwell fouls off the first pitch he sees. So first and third, nobody out. Morton aboard on the air. Sacrifice. Turned out pretty well. That's going to be in the dirt, blocked by Warren behind the plate. He's trying to get the scoring all sorted out. We're all sorts of whacked out in here in the press box. But now we've got it under control. Scoreboard was off, and finally got that sorted out. So 1-0 Chinooks. That's what's the important part. And Cromwell lunges at this one and pops it up to the third base side, but he's going to get a hint of luck as it goes out of play. We'll go to 1-2. Eric Dunbar, he's hung tough. We have 6, they have 4, and they have an error. Cromwell fouls that one off first base side. It goes wide of the bag. I have 5. Never mind. A swing and a miss by Cromwell. He goes down swinging. Stealing second base is David Morton. So 1 down.
Here goes Grahovic.
And now here comes Mike Grahovic. And he will take the baseball. And he's seen enough. So we're going to step aside, take a quick break, and the Chinooks will be back with runners at second and third, and Matt Frito to the plate. Austin Zimmerick, the new pitcher for the Anchorage Bucs. Zimmerick, 2 innings of work. No decisions, no ERA. The big right-hander. 6'3", 190 from Cal Baptist. Will face Matt Ferruto. Here's the first offering. Ferruto hits it high. He hits it deep to left. Racing back is the left fielder. Palmer at the track, makes the grab. Tagging, heading for home is Will Bass. Tagging, heading for third is David Morton. And Matt Ferruto with a sacrifice fly to left puts the Chinooks up 2-0.
And that was exactly what the Chinooks needed there. Off the bat, it looked like he may have absolutely crushed that one. But hung in the air a little longer than you expected, and that ball's probably out at Mulcahy Field in Anchorage. But nonetheless, the Chinooks add one and another insurance run for Connor Menez.
So 2 outs for Cameron Baronic. Here's the offering. Outside ball number 1 from Zimmerick. So that run will be charged to Eric Dunbar, his second of the game. One and 0. Zimmerick fires, and Baronic with a soft ground ball towards first. Up with it is the first baseman Palmer. The flip to Zimmerick. He's there in time, and that retires the side. Third out of the inning. Chinooks get an insurance run and now lead it 2-0 over the Bucs. We go to the 6th inning of play in Chugiak. We'll be right back with more Chinooks baseball. Jake Plotzik will lead off the 6th. Swings and hits this one high in the air to center, not deep. Coming in is David Morton. He's underneath of it and makes the catch for out number 1. So Connor Menez moving on to the 6th inning. Working extremely well. 4 strikeouts, just 4 hits against the Bucs, and he's working with a 2-0 lead. And now top of the order, Brody Leftridge just batting for the 3rd time in game number 2. Batted twice in the first game against Ted Christie. Went 0 for 2. Takes strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. Chinooks getting that extra run in the 5th inning. Will Bass led it off with a double. David Morton tried to bunt him over, but he reached first when the throw by the pitcher Dunbar pulled the second baseman Stefanik, who was covering the bag, pulled him off the plate, or else that would have been a routine sacrifice, but he reached on the air and ended up turning into a stolen base on a strikeout for Morton. And Matt Ferruto put the fish up 2-0 with that sac fly to deep right. So 2-0. In the top of the 6th, here's the offering, and Leftridge hits it over the head of the second baseman, Will Bass, in the shallow right center for a hit from Leftridge. First of the day. Just the 5th against Menez. He evens up the hit column. Of course, that's how the first game went. Both teams with 3 hits.
Number 7, Grant Palmer.
Just a 1-0 affair. between the Chinooks and the Bucs in the game 1 of this doubleheader. Grant Palmer now hitting with 1 out, now playing first base also. Started the game in left field. Takes that downstairs ball 1 from Connor Menez. Menez now up over 75 pitches throughout his work and working well into the 6th. Pickoff move to first, back safely as Leftridge. A guy that can fly. Hasn't stolen a lot of bases this year, but is certainly capable so. 3rd on the Bucs with 7. But that would lead the Chinooks team. Here's the 1-0. Hold down and in for a ball. Leftwich off, and the throw is going to get into center field from Mogg. Adding to third base is Leftridge. So he'll get second on a steal, and he'll get third on the air. A rare error from the catcher, Andrew Mogg.
Just a bad situation there. Now you're allowing a guy in Leftridge to advance first to third in one fluid motion without even having to have the guy behind him in the order hit. And, that's how you can easily lose a 2-0 lead. Things like that. It's 5 outs away. Need to figure out some way to get it done here.
Here's the 2-0 from Menez. Palmer swings, hits it in the air. Shallow right field, shouldn't be deep enough to score. And Baranek makes the grab, tagging in, giving a show of a run home is Leftridge before he heads back. So 2 down. Good throw from Baranek. Keeps Leftridge from even trying. He didn't even come off the bag hard. He just kind of gave the old 2-step and see where the throw goes.
And, that's exactly why having Cam Baranek in the outfield is such an advantage. And a lot of us will remember that final game of that series in Kenai when Cam Baranek threw a rocket from left field and, seemingly getting the runner at home.
Here's Stephen Trosclair. First pitch, fouls it back. Big matchup here. A guy that could potentially be in the conversation for pitcher of the year. And a guy at the plate that could be the MVP, possibly Silver Slugger for the Bucs, depending on how this thing turns out. Swing and a miss from Trosclair as Menez goes up the ladder. And this at-bat is kind of showing where the advantage goes, where, you have the best hitter or the best pitcher in any league, and you see what happens because the pitcher automatically has the upper hand because they know what's coming. 0-2, and Trosclair pops it up. First base side, it gets out of play.
And like you said, Garrett, potential MVP, potential pitcher of the year. And if the Matthew Myers players didn't exist, they'd be pretty much locks.
Yeah. Outside of anybody in green and yellow, I don't know who you would consider, really. But the Miners, their whole rotation could be pitcher of the year, and it'd be okay. We'd all be okay with it. The 0-2 coming inside. Trosclair spins out of the way of it. Goes to 1-2. In terms of MVP, that really is how you want to define it. But to me, Brick Paskowitz is hands down because of what he does at the plate, in the field, and as a closer. Here's the 1-2 from Menez. Down in the dirt, blocked by Andrew Mogg. It squirts up the third baseline. Back to third is Leftridge.
And you and I, our votes aligned on that one. It's just no question. The fact that the guy he comes at you from all angles, and he's above average, almost dominant in every single facet of the game.
Trosclair with a little bit more power. Here's the 2-2 to Trosclair, and he swings, rifles it towards shortstop, but Hunter Hanks plays on one hop. The throw to first, good stretch from Holt Davis is just in time. So Menez gets out of the inning after 5.5 innings of play. They had a runner at third base with just 1 out, did the Anchorage Bucs. And the Chinooks ace Connor Menez leaves him over at third. What could be the final at-bats for the Chinooks are coming up, and we'll get a chance to take a look at the rest of the Alaska Baseball League. And on the scoreboard, already a 1-0 game. The Bucs won in this doubleheader over the Chinooks here in Chugiak. Game 2 underway. Chinooks leading 2-0. Bottom of the 6th inning, about to get underway. Gold Panthers, they fall to the Peninsula Oilers 3-1 down in Kenai. Game 2 is just beginning. And in the top of the 1st and bottom of the 7th in Matsu, Miners trailing the Glacier Pilots 2-0. But the Miners and the Bucs already the postseason matchup. They'll fight for the crown. Mike Rohovic has won a couple with the Gold Panthers before coming to Anchorage and taking over the reins for the Bucs, who are in search of their first title in quite some time. I believe 98 is the last time they were able to pull off the top of the World Series.
Mm-hmm. And they'll have a shot at it. I mean, they'll be in Palmer for the top of the World Series. That'll come on, I believe, Monday.
Starts Monday, and it'll wrap up on Tuesday.
How does that work? If it's a 3-game set, Monday and then a doubleheader on Tuesday if necessary? Okay.
Here's the 0-1 to Andrew Mogg inside. Almost got a piece of him. He bends out of the way. Evens the count up at 1-1.
Tie. It's right there.
Here's the 1-1. And Mogg chases a pitch high and hits a major league pop-up to shallow center. Over there to make the catch in shallow center field is the second baseman, Stefanik, for out number 1.
And Gary, I just saw Travis Stone walk into the Chinook dugout, which means that by that indication, Connor Menez's day could be done. And then Stoney's going to come out to try to save this game.
Nobody throwing. Usually he would still be throwing if he was going to pitch. That's inside ball 1, especially with 2 outs still. Or with 2 outs to go in this inning.
Well, actually, he's walking back. So maybe.
Probably getting orders. 1-0 is the count to Potter. He hits it softly towards the third baseman on 3 hops. Gerwitz fields it. Throw on to first just in time to get Potter. So 2 down. And now Hunter Hanks to the plate. Bottom of inning number 6, Chinooks leading 2-0 over the Anchorage Bucs. Hunter Hanks 0 for 2 in this one. He was 0 for 3 in the first game. Couple of pop-ups to the second baseman. And there's a swing and a miss to begin the at-bat. Austin Zimmerich on the hill for the Anchorage Bucs. In relief, the only relief pitcher we've seen today. That's up and in. 1-1 the count. And Hanks on the ground. And Gerwitz never didn't pick up the ball. He knocked it down, but had the glove and was ready to throw on the first base before he was able to field it. So Hunter Hanks aboard on the air, second of the day for the Bucs. That'll bring up number 8 hitter Holt Davis, already a single today.
At the plate for your Chinooks, number 55, Holt Davis.
2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Chinooks already leading 2-0. Travis Stone starting some light throwing now out in the bullpen. Here's the first offering. Up and in. And it goes to the backstop. Didn't quite get Holt Davis. He bent out of the way, and the wild pitch puts a runner at second, so a base hit could extend the lead to 3. And Grahovic making sure it did not touch his bat, saying, yeah, it hit the mitt. Did hear a little bit of a tip as it came to the backstop, but was not the bat of Holt Davis, nor was it the body. Hence, he'll swing with 1-0. Zimmerich will step off. Back to the bag goes Hanks. 2 runs, 5 hits, and air for the Chinooks. No runs, 5 hits, 2 airs for the Anchorage Bucs. The latest result is at second base. Hunter Hanks just a moment ago. Low and outside from Zimmerich. 2-0 count to Holt Davis. A run in the bottom of the first, a run in the bottom of the 5th. That's the 2 runs for the Fish. Here's the 2-0 from Zimmerich. Inside. Davis had to get skinny. 3-0. Will Bass will hit next. He was already 2 for 2 today. A single and a hustle double to right. Here's the 3-0. Outside corner, strike one. 3-1. Moves the count on Holt Davis. Three-one pitch from Zimmerich, and Davis on the ground. Past a diving Gerwitz. There is the shortstop. Plastic. He backhands it, but he's not going to have a play. In the first with his second hit of the day is Holt Davis. First and third, 2 outs for Will Bass.
Good to see a 2-hit day from Holt Davis, a guy who has been struggling a little bit from the plate. But did he get a hit in the first game?
Yes, he did.
So he now
hits total today.
So now 3 total hits on the day, and get the old batting average up, Holt Davis.
6th hit of the day for the Chinooks. Will Bass has 2 as well. That's downstairs, ball 1. So 4 hits from Will Bass and Holt Davis. The other 2, Patrick Cromwell and Cameron Baronic in the first, combining for 6 hits. Here's the 1-0 to Will Bass, upstairs, 2-0. And coming to the mound is Nick Warren, his catcher, to talk with the pitcher Zimmerich. So a 2-0 count on Will Bass. Chinooks looking to extend their lead. And if anything, they're allowing Travis Stone some more time to get ready. The only relief pitcher we've seen today is on the mound right now in Austin Zimmerich. Here's the 2-0 count. And that's a line drive towards center field, and making the catch is the center fielder, Leftridge. And he makes the final out of the inning. We'll be right back with the top of the 7th. That'll be all for this one. In the 7th, Connor Menez back out for the 7th. We'll be right back to wrap it up. Chinooks still leading 2-0. We'll be right back with more baseball. Connor Menez back out for his 7th inning of work. Sam Brown takes inside ball 1, showed bunt for maybe a half a second, but he pulls back. Connor Menez looking for his 2nd straight complete game and another shutout. Here's the 1-0 inside corner for a strike. Connor Menez, through now 9 starts on 3 separate occasions, he has not allowed a run. There's another strike. Top of the 7th inning. This is the final inning. As double headers here in the Alaska Baseball League are 2 7-inning affairs. There's a foul ball from Sam Brown, who has singled twice in this game off of Connor Menez. Actually, no, excuse me. That was Taylor Jones. Brown just entered in his spot, so I just misread my card here. So 1 and 2 from Connor Menez. The big lefty rocks and fires, and that's on the ground softly to first base. Holt Davis spears it, takes it to the bag himself for the out, and that's how the 7th is underway. 2 more outs, and the Chinooks have win 17, and Connor Menez will have win number 4. And the Bucs and the Chinooks would then split this doubleheader. You're standing at little after 7:30. Game that started a little bit after the 6 o'clock hour. First pitch strike to Dylan Butler. He's 0 for 2. The first game of this doubleheader took just an hour and 15 minutes. Here's the 1-1. Butler on the ground in the hole, backhanded by Hunter Hanks. Makes the throw on the run, dug out, and not in time. It'll be a base hit on the infield by Dylan Butler.
A very impressive play defensively there by Hunter Hanks, but Holt Davis unable to hold on. So call it an infield hit for Dylan Butler.
6th hit of the day for the Anchorage Bucs. Cody Crutcher will make the slow stroll to the mound, and that is going to be it for Connor Maness. So the complete game will not be had for Maness. Travis Stone will come on and pitch in relief, trying to get the save for the Chinooks. We'll step aside and get that taken care of. And handshakes and applause all around for Connor Maness. Another strong, dominant start. 6 1/3 innings of work, six hits, no runs, and 4 strikeouts to go with it. Did not walk a batter. We'll be right back for the conclusion of this one. 2 outs to go in the top of the 7th. We'll be right back on Chinooks Radio. Zane Gerwitz be the first hitter against Travis Stone. The sidewinding right hitter delivers. That's lined towards center field. Going back is David Morton, but he's right there, makes the grab for out number 2. Quick work for Travis Stone to get the second out of the 7th. And now Nick Ward will be the final hope for the Bucs. Warren shedding. The catcher's equipment stands in. And he'll face Travis Stone. First offering to him. Inside for ball 1. And this is actually Brent Conrad. Late substitution. So 1-0 from Travis Stone. Swinging a line drive towards the second baseman. Will Bassett will get by him into center for a base hit. On his way to third is Dylan Butler. So first and third, still 2 outs for the Bucs. And now Stefanik and represents the final hope, and he'll be lifted for a pinch hitter in Justin Jacobs.
And, just like that, some serious drama brewing with the go-ahead run at the plate for the Bucs. Chinooks still lead by a score of 2-0, but Travis Stone trying to lock this one down for the Fish.
First offering goes low to Jacobs for ball one. Stone delivers the 1-1, the 1-0, inside corner, strike one. So Connor Menez, 6 in the third, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts. Only runner he is responsible for is the one at third, so he can win it, he cannot lose it. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Stone. Breaking ball misses inside, 2-1. What seemed to be a pretty fast ball game. Now working close to 2 hours of progress, only through 7 innings. 2-1. First Stone, here it comes. That's fouled off at the plate. Goes to 2-2. So Bucs down to their final strike.
And a big pitch here for a guy in Travis Stone that has looked very impressive over his last few outings for the Chinooks. One of them in long relief. But going for the save here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
He is ready. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a line drive in the center field. That's going to be a base hit. That'll score a run. And into second. Goes the base runner. So a third hit of the inning. And an RBI for Justin Jacobs. Makes it 2-1 Bucs in the tying run in scoring position.
And looking over at the dugout for the Chinooks. The Fish keeping faith in Travis Stone, but Cody Crutcher. Actually, Cody Crutcher looks to be coming out to the mound, and he's going to pull Stoney here. It looks like they're going for the righty Shane Armstrong.
This could be
the swan song.
Yeah, this could be it for Stone, and unable to get the final out. Got one out on one pitch, but unable to close it down completely. So Stone talking things over here with Crutcher still, letting Armstrong get ready, and there's the motion of the bullpen. So we'll step aside quickly, and we'll be back. Shane Armstrong to the hill for the Chinooks.
Soda.
New runner at second base, new pitcher on the mound. First offering from Armstrong, a swing and a miss from the new hitter at the plate. And Aaron Montoya. That pitch goes low, so we're 1-1. Just getting caught up. 2 outs. Top of inning number 7. Chinooks with a 2-1 lead. They only need 1 more out to take the victory in game 2 of this doubleheader. Here's the 1-1, a high and outside 2-1. Shane Armstrong on the season. It is 2-1, a 2.27 ERA, 21 strikeouts over 31 innings. He's ready. Looks at the runner at second. Fires the 2-1. Upstairs 3-1. Top of the order due up next for the Anchorage Bucs.
And you got to respect Cody Crutcher's decision to go with the veteran here.
Setting at the belt is Armstrong. Here's the 3-1. Outside ball 4. Bases are now loaded.
And drama ensues.
Chinooks, with Connor Menez on the hill, blazed through the first 6 1/3. And Travis Stone, with a couple of singles in his relief effort, did get 1 out. And the Bucs made it a 2-1 game, and now Armstrong walks the bases loaded. Now here's Brody Leftwich, takes inside ball 1. Andrew Mogg slicing to the inside to get it. Now there's work in the Shooks bullpen again.
Looks like Jason Carkenny. Or maybe not.
It's Fairchild. Here's the 1-0. Inside 2-0. Mogg going to go to the mound and talk with Armstrong. The Chinooks were in the driver's seat all game long with Menez on the hill.
This would be a heartbreaking loss, to say the least.
Blow. If they would fall here. Leftridge, 1 for 3, was stranded at third base in the 6th. And he's ahead of the count 2-0 to Shane Armstrong. Armstrong is ready. He comes set at the belt. Here's the 2-0 to Leftridge. That's going to be in the zone for a called strike. So finally, Armstrong.
And Armstrong, not usually a guy with control issues. His velocity isn't as high as some of the guys you'll see in this league, but his control on point. He usually puts the ball where he wants it.
2-1, swing and a miss from Leftwich. Down to his final strike, 2-2. So Armstrong, with the bases loaded, tying run 90 feet away, go-ahead run at second. Needs just 1 more strike to get Leftwich. Here's the 2-2, swinging a foul ball at the plate. We'll stay at 2-2.
High tension here at Lee Jordan Field. A packed house here for Fred Meyer night. Couple hundred fans cheering on Shane Armstrong as he tries to get the final strike that he needs here.
Here's the 2-2 offering from Armstrong. Down in the dirt, blocked by Andrew Mogg. Game-saving block by Mogg. Full count now. In this game, and this doubleheader, close throughout. But intensity here in the final frame. Here's the payoff pitch to Leftwich. Inside ball 4, and we are tied. Wow.
What a unfortunate turn in events here. And, just like that, that erases the win for Connor Menez. He can no longer take hold of that, takes full possession of that single-season wins total record. It's a shame. He pitched such a good game and had it in the bag.
Brings up Grant Palmer, takes inside corner, strike 1. Now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. This is where you can't allow them to take the lead and get out of here and snipe a win. 0-1. Armstrong delivers in the dirt. Morgan gets away from him, coming home and scoring the go-ahead run. Everyone moves up a base. Second and third, still 2 outs, 1-1. Bucs now lead at 3-2.
You know, you don't believe what you're seeing. It's that kind of day, and at a certain point, you start to think, maybe you just let Menez finish the game, right?
1-1 to Palmer. Here's the pitch from Armstrong and a lazy pop-up. Shallow right field. Baranek is in, of course. Makes the grab and retires the side. We're going to step aside, take a quick break, and be back for the bottom of the 7th. Bucs on top of the Chinooks now by a score of 3-2. We'll be right back. David Morton will lead off against Peter Lindstrom, a new pitcher on the hill for the Bucs. First pitch downstairs, ball 1. A little bit away. 2-0 to David Morton. Morton today 0 for 3. Did reach on a stolen base. 2-0. The count from Lindstrom. That's on the outside corner for a strike. Moving out to 2-0. 2-1. A little bit low. We're now 3-1. Lindstrom working out of the stretch, delivers outside ball 4. So just like that, tying run is aboard to lead off the 7th inning for the Chinooks. They led this thing 2-0 nearly the entire way. The Bucs with a 3 spot in the top of the 7th inning to take the lead, to wipe out the what should have been a victory for Connor Menez. And now Patrick Cromwell with the task of helping extend this game a strategy is if they're going to play for the win or play for the tie, and my guess is at home, play for the win. Chinooks have not had a walk-off victory this year. They have had a couple of last at-bat wins, though.
Going back to the extra inning game at Mulcahy with Cam Baronic's triple that won the game for the Chinooks.
Yeah, and then the other was just a few days ago with Matsu when the Chinooks bettered the Miners. In extra innings, it only took 10. So here's the first offering from Lundstrom to Cromwell. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes ball one inside. Morton over at first base with the leadoff walk. He's ready. Lundstrom delivers to Cromwell, drops the bunt back to the mound. He's got it, and Lundstrom drops it. And out at first base is Cromwell on the sacrifice.
A very, very close play over at first base, getting Patrick Cromwell.
That brings up Matt Ferruto, sacrifice fly back in the fifth. They give the Chinooks an insurance run, trying to tie the game right here.
David Morton represents the tying run over at second base. The go-ahead run in Matt Ferruto. He's at the plate.
Ferruto standing in. 0 for 1 on the walk in, then the sacrifice fly. One out. Here's the pitch from Lundstrom, and he swings, fouls it. First base shot out of play. And my, oh my, this seems to be like flashbacks from a year ago. Late lead slipping away from the Chinooks. Now their offense going to be up for the task of trying to get it back. Downstairs from Lundstrom, makes it a 1-1 count. Game number 1 of this doubleheader took just an hour and 15 minutes, and we are just a minute or so away from a 2-hour contest here in game number 2. Of course, both 7-inning contests in doubleheaders here in the Alaska Baseball. Here's the 1-1 to Fruto. Checks his swing. He went around for strike 2. Cameron Baronic would hit next. Still some action in the bullpen as Michael Fairchild still throwing. If the game will continue, and all indications he might pitch the 8th. Got to get there first. Need at least 1 run. Lundstrom is ready. Here's the 1-2 to Ferruto. High and outside. Banuelos saving a base for Morton, who could have easily gone to third if that got by him. Banuelos in catching right now. New shortstop is Andrew Montoya. McCarthy Tatum, the new second baseman. Part of the pinch hitter and pinch runners. Last inning. Here's the pitch. Ferruto, soft ground ball. Third base side. Lundstrom is there. The throw to first is in time. Morton advances to third base, but now with 2 outs for Cameron Baronic.
And how fitting would it be for Baronic to be the hero here? Now after the Suns out, Guns out game, the triple in the 13th inning back at Mulcahy, see if he can get it at the Bucs one more time. But he represents the Chinooks' last hope.
Baronic hitting from the left side, 1 of 3 in this game. The first offering from Lundstrom with 2 outs is on the inside corner for a strike. In the first game, Baronic was 0 for 3. Three-run top of the 7th for the Bucs, completely changing the complexion of this one. Baronic gets a piece of it, fouls it off third base side, and that'll get out of play. We'll go 2. So now the Chinooks, who had the Bucs to their final strikes on multiple occasions last inning, now they're down to their final strike themselves. Lundstrom taking his time. Leans in with 0-2 against Baranek. David Morton, the tying run at third base. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Lundstrom. Baranek watches it outside, 1-2. Extending the at-bat still. Matsu Miners have stormed back. They lead 3-2 in the top of the ninth. Same story for the Glacier Pilots as the Chinooks tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Baranek. A swing and a foul ball straight back. We'll stay at 1-2. Travis Stone would get tacked with the loss if our result stays the same, and Austin Zimmerick would get the win. Save going to Lundstrom. But one more strike and another pitch to Cameron Baranek, and we could be scrapping that one as well. We thought we had it figured out once before tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Baranek. A swing and a ground ball. First base side, and it'll get foul. We'll stay at 1-2 yet again. Baranek leads the team in hits with 30. Leading the team in runs scored, leads the team in RBIs. Here's the 1-2, swinging a ground ball up the middle. There's the shortstop. Montoya has to flip the first, not in time. Baranek is there, and we're tied.
And hit number 31 for Cam Baranek, as big as any has been so far this year. Take Travis Stone off the hook for the loss there, and now the Chinooks are back in business. With Andrew Mogg at the plate, this inning not over yet, and if they win this game, it's going to be in a walk-off fashion, folks.
Here's Andrew Mogg. Baranek away from first, the pitch, and Mogg with a bloop single up the middle. There, Montoya, he can't get it. And L scored into center field for a hit.
So now with 2 outs and the go-ahead run, the winning run in scoring position, Caleb Potter with a chance to be the hero.
Caleb Potter 0 for 3 today, but a base hit should score Baranek. Outfield playing straight up for the Bucs. Lundstrom is ready. First offering, Potter fouls it back.
Now remember Potter, he had a 4-game hit streak coming into the first game. He lost it there. But no guy on the fish has been hitting as well since the All-Star break. He's the guy at the plate right now.
Bottom of the 7th, Chinooks have tied it 3-3. Here's the 0-1 to Potter, inside 1-1. Caleb Potter leads the team in doubles, has 8 RBIs. Looking for the biggest one of the season right here. 1-1 count to the outfielder from Menor, Ohio. Lundstrom kicks and deals, and Potter on the ground through the hole on the left side. It gets under the glove of Gurwitz into left field. Baranek rounding third, the throw to the plate, the slide, not in time. Ball game. A walk-off single for Caleb Potter to left field. Scores Cameron Baranek, and the Chinooks will go home winning this one 4-3. They looked like they were going to drop it with a 3-run top of the 7th by the Anchorage Bucs. But a 2-out single to plate David Morton tied the game. Baranek got the second on the single by Mogg, and then Potter finishes it off in a walk-off fashion as Baranek legged around third base to score the winning run.
And Garrett, that puts a smile on my face to see this team to blow the game, but then do not say never. They fight back, and they win it. In the bottom of the 7th inning, a walk-off hit by Caleb Potter, a guy that has had his struggles so far this season, But tonight, in the second game of this doubleheader, Caleb Potter has his chance to be the hero, and the Fish come away the victors by a score of 4-3, taking the season series against the Anchorage Bucs 4-1. Garrett,
How about that? Shane Armstrong coming in, sniping a win. He'll go to 3-1. Lundstrom will drop to 0-1, but a walk-off winner in Chugiak. Not much more to say about this one, as we have played two, and we'll be done with this, and we'll be back Saturday for game number 40 with the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, the Chinooks, with their final two games of the season coming around. He's Andrew Alex. I'm Garrett Manton from the top of the world to wherever you might be joining us tonight. Good night and fish on. We'll see you Saturday.